I'm going to not going to talk about this one because I have I this separate topic in my previous webinar about this AI blockchain IoT application for the ESG digital transformation. So, but I'm going to share this presentation so you can see that. So basically here is what is the state of the AI innovation. So computer vision and then game and reinforcement learning and then scientific discovery and then creative actor like GPT-3 and then also AutoML to automatically generate the AI for the AI algorithm, and also listening about the emotion, like a human emotion, like AI, also like a human brain like AI. So I'm not going to talk about detail about it. And also blockchain space, you may recently a ESG topic about like for the CBS News that the Bitcoin is investment in hot topic, like Elon Musk about ESG can pay by the Bitcoin to buy their electric car, but recently there's like will stop accepting Bitcoin for purchase and citing environmental concern because they said like for example Bitcoin in 2 decades they can raise the Earth's temperature by 2 degrees. And then there is some issue like interval scalability issue and then other matters, but I'm not going to talk about detail here. And also the IoT innovation, they are like 5G is a norm now in the mobile communication, and also edge AI that they provide like the cloud computing environment near your application. So they are more compact size and then interconnected cloud computing data center in near your application. So they can apply like a smart home and smart factory, smart city, and smart transportation. So here I actually summarize here that what is the ESG, how they actually AI, blockchain, IoT can contribute to ESG transformation. That I'm going to talk about detail, but I summarize every detail about how they contribute to like climate change, how they can be used in the greenhouse gas emission control, monitoring, prediction, mitigation, adapting, and then also like how they can be used in the like green energy system and deforestation management and pollution management and waste management, and also like a natural resources management, biodiversity, also in the like how they can use in community support, the human care, human life, and workforce management. So I provide all the AI and blockchain IoT application for these topics. And then also customer care, partner care. And then here is a very specific, I'm going to talk about more today about the privacy and cybersecurity. And then also like governance matters, like for example, like a stakeholder engagement and ethical conduct that you can look at it later. I'm going to share this one. And then next topic will be specifically the AI blockchain IoT for cybersecurity and privacy protection. So if you're in this space, like if you're in expertise in cybersecurity and privacy, then you pretty much understand what is my cyber attack surface. So actually the cyber attack means that what is the way actually the cyber attackers can have opportunity, like for example infrastructure, derivative infrastructure application, and the endpoint like your mobile phone or your other the endpoint, your device, and the Internet of Things and cloud and supply chain. And then there are many ways actually that they exploiting to interrupt your system by cyber attack. For example, malware, and then virus and ransomware, social engineering, spam, and many things increase, right? So here is I just in a snapshot show you, because this is one actually that this is my information database actually that I look at my file, and then I download all the information that I use my research, and then they cover in every aspect of the cyber attack surface using like cyber intelligence, and then moral protection and vulnerability exploiting, For example, that deep learning, machine learning using in many aspects of the cybersecurity, cyber tech surface. Also, like in the blockchain, and then one typical review, like a senior researcher, they have 100 applications related to how blockchain can contribute to like a cyber tech protection and detection and the prevention. So this is one example that you can get it. And then here is that I did this research last year that what is the AI blockchain IoT and how they actually relate to GDPR compliance. That this will be the rare information you cannot see in the typical research or some presentation. But I did intensively look at this GDPR and related topic in the AI blockchain IoT. So I recommend you, if you are serious about the GDPR compliance and you are serious about using AI blockchain IoT in your company or in your institution, then I recommend you should look at it, this one. So I summarize every aspect of the, for example, that the GDPR Article 5 principles regarding the processing of personal data. So in the processing, they should be like a personal data shall be processed lawfully, fairly, and transparent manner. So if you are not legal space, you maybe have a difficulty understanding what is meant by this legal term. But actually, I'm a lawyer, sir, so I understand this one. So I summarize as what in my interpretation to what is meant by the did mean to this some technology matters. So here is AI should process a personal data transparent and not produce bias. So so if you are in the AI expert and you know about how your data, training data have some bias, and then the bias means that not just only for some specific topic, or so you may heard about AI for discriminating your sex or discriminating by your gender or by some ethnic background or something like that. So you should be avoid to be comply with this one. So it provide every detail about information. Here one in the AI technology development space, and then you should be comply with this one is very important. So you maybe collaborate with your legal partner or for example in-house counsel if the technology is in your company. But anyway, so this information provided, for example, you're developing blockchain technology, then what is there related to this GDPR compliance. So I recommend to look at this one carefully. And then I also did last year about how this AI blockchain IoT integration can be beneficial for the all kind of the innovation application. But specifically, I summarize here that in the cybersecurity and privacy measures, for example, blockchain can support for AI. For example, the AI have some problem with the privacy compliance in data sharing. For example, that you want in the healthcare application, you need to use like a healthcare personal patient information doing some training. Then the issue will be how you'll be privacy compliant. So the blockchain have to for this that I show you my in general example to doing the same that I show you my demo. So for example, the federated learning means that you want to do like using many decentralized or the multiple resources using, for example, I introducing in IoT like edge computing. So in the edge computing that you want to using many different computing power. For example, your cell phone and your laptop and other people's laptop, and then they can be like using in the AI federated learning. And then they provide the privacy preserving federal learning using the blockchain. So AI can also have like blockchain, so detecting fraud on the transaction and malicious behavior in the secure smart contract, because blockchain is very important. Smart contract is very important topic in blockchain. So AI should be taken care about this the secure smart contract. And also the both integration have a double shield for the cybersecurity. For example, they provide decentralized DNS system with the PKI and the AI-based resiliency by creating more robust cipher and improve the system defense against the cyber attack. So they can have a good protection about the DDoS attack here. And also blockchain for IoT, the IoT system is now overly spread, but the issue will be the security. So blockchain can have the price preserving data sharing, information exchange sharing between IoT devices, and also provide all the combination that provide a very intelligent system, like a trust, security, privacy issue handling, and also like privacy preserving data exchange among the IoT devices, and then predictable like this for data transaction can detect any fraud transaction. So all combination, they have a very effective a solution for the cybersecurity and privacy protection. So this is one example that the recent trend in the convergence of this core technology to have to solve the problem and then problem and difficulties in cybersecurity and privacy prevention. And here will be that I'm going to show you some specific example that that I did. So actually, I'm also a patent attorney. So I'm very pretty much have an intense experience dealing with a patent. So for example, I developed all the patents for the Zeus and then Genado. And also I'm intensely using the patent information. For example, I search over like what kind of the AI related patent out there, IoT patent, and then blockchain patent, and I search over the more than 10 like 100,000, more than 100,000 patent out there in the US PDO and EPO and PTC. And then I look at their what kind of the patent available out there. And then specifically, I look at the, for example, the AI patent in cybersecurity and private protection. So I look at the, I also developed like a machine learning to automatically categorize to this 100,000 pattern to identify whether they are related to cybersecurity and privacy, and then they auto labeling. So for example, they're like anomaly detection and then privacy protection or something like that. So all the topics that you hear that. So I found that around 5% of this 100,000, the patent actually cover relate to cybersecurity and privacy protection. So this is a very moderate or some very good number compared to many diverse of these AI applications. So around 5% actually to put into the effort in the patenting, also innovation in cybersecurity and privacy protection. And the why I use this one, this is my experience that, for example, this patent information can provide a very insight about what kind of innovation status, what your competitor doing, and what kind of topic actually the people like innovate. For example, they compare with the literature search. Usually literature search is academic. So they are mostly like some conjectures or some future prospect and a more academic, the research. But the patent mostly is, I look at in the high-tech area, the university contribution in patent is less than 20%. Mostly patent is explained by the companies. So patent information is very practical to look at what the current status of your actual application of AI, blockchain, IoT in technology innovation. So that's why I prefer to use this patent information. The other one is that if the patent law required, you need to be disclose enough information that any people can look at your patent and then see that have an idea that what your invention and then how you can implement. So that actually the using this pattern information, I can have an insight about what the current status in the actually apply in industry and enterprise, and also that have a hint about what kind of the practically that you can implement. So I have an intensive like reporting about this one. I have I listed in my site. I will let you know about where I put all my work. And then, for example, here is one example that here is like a Cybersecurity plus innovation is a pattern. So this is provide, I just summarize this, but if you look at the reference here that I share my analysis in the my slide share side. So so my expertise actually the that I know about the both legal matters and then also I know about the technology and then also business. So my expertise will be to have an insight that if you have in mind that so you want to be particularly have a interesting in the specific innovation, that I can provide a hint about what kind of you need to do, and then also I can provide you how you can implement actually using this pattern information. So this is one illustration, but actually I have a more intensive database actually, so I can do more like a default level understanding and default level analysis for this kind of thing. So here is like a deep learning NLP application of detection of malicious code. I provided some one, and then here is some kind of like automatically like detect protect the industrial asset in the cyber tech in the like industrial IoT application. And here is one is like identify malware in the ransomware attacks. So recently, ransomware is very significant attack in, for example, United States. I saw in today's news the President Biden about the warning about this ransomware attack, and then he talked with like Russian president to hinder about this cyber attack, because for example, most of the recent ransomware attack is done by the Russian like some government agents. They doing their normal law during daytime, in the nighttime they actually turn into the malicious hackers and then attack a U.S. company for money. So I look at the whether the patent information have to develop the innovative technologies to relate to this one. Then also I did my technology incubation about this space. So for example, this patent about the A application massive identification mitigation ransomware attack, and also like anti-ransomware system. And then also another one is that, for example, this is a blockchain. So blockchain federated learning. And also here is like a zero knowledge proof blockchain solution. So this is very important, because recent trend is that the cyber hackers actually that look at your for example, that recently there was a remote worker. So usually they using their own device. So it's not protected by in the enterprise wise like a measure. So they look at the opportunity to interrupt, intrude some one point, and then safely in your cyber protection system. And then once you put in, then they laterally move through the some part actually they want to be put into their like a payload or whatever. They find out like attack opportunity. So the recent trend in cybersecurity is about like for example here, zero trust model. So zero trust model means that they provide like the measure that in any ways, even your insider, that every different point will be protected. So whatever you put in, well, have your authority authentication that they put in. If you want to move to other the point, actually they need to be like scrutiny about the authentication and certification, whatever. So this zero trust model will be very important in in cybersecurity in recent trend. And then here is one example that this pattern illustrates zero trust automated real-time policy law and regulatory law compliance. And I found a dozen about how you can actually implement this zero trust model using this pattern information. Okay, this almost 9 that I finish all.